Hello everyone, this is Sudhir Kumar Dwivedi, Assistant Professor of Law from Gemtech School of Law, Greater Noida. The topic for today's lecture is Civil Revision Application or Civil Revision Petition under the subject Drafting, Pleading and Conveyancing. First of all, it is important to know what is the Civil Revision. Section 115 Subclause 1 provide that the High Court may call for the record of any case which has been decided by any court subordinate to such High Court and in which no appeal lies thereto, and if such subordinate court appears to have exercised a jurisdiction not vested in it by law, or to have failed to exercise the jurisdiction so vested, or to have acted in exercise of its jurisdiction illegally or with material irregularity, the High Court may make such order in the case as it fit things. So there are certain requirements for the revision, and these three requirement is regarding jurisdiction, not exercise the jurisdiction, fail to exercise the jurisdiction so vested, or have exercise the jurisdiction which is not vested, and have acted in the exercise of jurisdiction illegally or material illegality. In that case, this application may be filed. Provided further that the High Court shall not under this section vary or reverse any order made or any order deciding an issue in the course of a suit or order proceeding, except where the order, if it had been made in favor of the party applying for a revision, would have finally disposed of the suit or other proceedings, and or the order of, if allowed to stand, would occasion a failure of justice or cause irreparable injury to the party against whom it was made. Clause 2 provides that the High Court shall not under this section vary or reverse any decree or order against which an appeal lies, either to the High Court or to the any court subordinate thereto. An explanation is attached with the section that in this section the expression any case which has been decided includes any order made or any order deciding an issue in the course of the suit or other proceeding. So section 115 CPC invests the power of revision in the High Court. The power of revision is limited to keep the subordinate court within the bounds of their jurisdiction, and it has been remarked by the Justice Hidayatullah in Major Khanna versus Dillon AIR 1964, Supreme Court 497. In this case, the Justice Hidayatullah observed that the section is concerned with the jurisdiction and jurisdiction alone, involving a refusal to exercise jurisdiction where one exists, or an assumption of jurisdiction where none exists, and lastly acting with illegality or material irregularity. Now let's see the format. Before the learned district judge at Howrah, I have taken the example of this civil revision jurisdiction, civil revision number so and so of year 2019, and then an application under section 115 of the civil procedure. Then in the next page, it will be mentioned like that: in the matter of so and so, petitioner, revisionist or defendant versus here I have taken example district chess association and this as a respondent plaintiff. Then, and in the matter of an impugned order dated so and so, passed by the learned third civil judge junior division in the title suit number so and so of so and so year, and thereby imposed a huge cost in the tune of rate 5,000 for causing delay. And in the matter of interpretation of and application of section 35B of the Code of the Civil Procedure, in concern with the propriety of and non-application of mind while applying discretion and entering in the realm of fancy while imposing cost, and in the matter of over application of jurisdiction and reading down the law for suitability of a flawed argument. Now, and in the matter of then again the district revision percent so and so, then the value of the suit and the value of the revision same as above, the court fee paid accordingly it must be mentioned. Then it will be start like that: humble civil revision application on behalf of the revisionist Bengal so and so, whatever is the who is the filing revision detail of that person. Here I have taken example of Bengal Chess Association. Then it will start like that: most respectfully. Then here I have mentioned the headings, syllabus, brief facts, and the revision. It need not to be mentioned, and while you are drafting I just mentioned here for the purpose of understanding. Most respectfully whether judicial fancy can be permitted to take over the judicial discretion by undermining the prudence of the law. And then the fact: on pleasure, the learned judge imposed an unrealistic cost in the tune of 5,000 for causing delay while listening a Solomon petition by vacating ex parte order by the defendant, then so and so. Then the revision being aggrieved by and dissatisfied the impugned order, the applicant begs to prepare an application on the following grounds. Then here will be the ground that the learned judge ought to decide the application for vacating ex parte order on merit at first, and then to impose cost and not to put cost before the merit. That the learned trial judge failed to catch the spirit of the section 35B of the Code of the Civil Procedure while imposing the cost for causing delay, and that the learned trial judge failed to appreciate the bona fide of vacating the application. Then next, that the learned trial judge failed to apply the discretion while imposing cost in the tune of the 5,000 and then act judicially. That the learned trial judge overwhelmed by emotion and then too guided by the judicial mind. So these were the ground. Then after the ground, mentioning the ground, there will be prayer clause. Therefore, it is most humbly prayed that the honor would graciously be pleased to call records, issue a rule calling for the respondent plaintiff to show cause as to why the order dated so and so passed by the learned third civil judge junior division so and so district entitled suit number so and so of this year be not set aside, and the application for vacating ex parte order be allowed by imposing lesser amount of such cost on hearing, make the rule absolute, and are pass such other or further order or orders as your honor may deem fit and proper, and for this act of kindness the petitioner as duly bound to shall ever pray. Then affidavit is to be filed, means the affidavit is to be enclosed with the application. I have taken another format example when we file the application of the revision and in the High Court. So here in the High Court of Civil Appellate Jurisdiction, civil revision number of so and so year, and then again in the matter of detail of the plaintiff, again son of residence of that detail of the petitioner versus detail of the respondent, his name, age, son of residence of the respondent must be given. And then we'll start like that: and in the matter of civil revision against the order dated, then the date of the order in which against which the revision application has been filed, the learned civil judge at the class in the suit entitled AV so and so versus that may it please the Honorable Chief Justice High Court of so and his companion justice. So here you must give the detail in which the order was passed in which the revision application has been filed. The petitioner most respectfully showeth that the petitioner named has filed a suit against the respondent for the recovery of possession of house situated in so and so place, fully described in the plaint. The suit is pending in the court of sub-judge first class. This then where the matter is pending, detail of that, and the next date of hearing is must to be mentioned. Then that on being summoned, the respondent appeared before the court below and filed his written statement, wherein he denied the petitioner's title set up in the suit property, and then that the trial court framed issues on so and so date and directed the petitioner plaintiff to produce evidence, upon which the petitioner promptly furnished to the court below a list of witnesses and also deposited their diet expenses, etc., making a request that the witness be summoned by that court. That on previous date of the hearing on this so and so date, two witnesses of the petitioner had appeared and their statement were recorded. However, the learned presiding officer of the court below passed an order that the remaining witness be produced by the petitioner plaintiff on his own without seeking the assistance of the court. This order was passed despite a request by the prisoner that at least those witnesses named in the list who are the state employees should be summoned by the court, as they are required to produce and prove some official record. That on the next date of hearing, the learned trial court by the order impugned in this revision closed the evidence of the petitioner plaintiff on the ground that the remaining witnesses were not produced by him. That the impugned order has caused great prejudice to the petitioner, and if same is allowed to stand, the petitioner's suit is bound to fail. Then the trial court has unjustifiably denied assistance of the court to the petitioner plaintiff to secure the attendance of his witnesses. The interest of the justice demand that he is provided with all the legal assistance in this regard. In the facts and circumstances discussed above, the petitioner prays that Honorable Court be pleased to quash and set aside the order under revision and direct the court below to provide assistance to the court for summoning the plaintiff witness. Then in last, the right corner, there will be sign of the petitioner. If it is through the advocate, sign of the advocate. The left side, date and place must be mentioned. An affidavit must be filed with the application of the revision. And that's all about the revision petition. Thank you.